This is Edmonds. He cuts into the end zone. Touchdown.
Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips. Back of his neck looked like a sirloin steak.
If you haven't found out by now, I'm a Rams fan, and this game just showed how the Cardinals are no super team. Everything they wanted to do did not work. They could run the ball, but they didn't run the ball well. I'm not going to be that type of fan, though. And yeah, I could go into a 50-minute film on how bad the Cardinals played offensively. They didn't really play that bad, though, at some points in the game, though. It wasn't all bad. But I'm not going to do that because that would, I don't know if anyone would want to watch that. And also, I can sum it up in a couple of words. Packers played better spacing. That's pretty simple. They spaced their players out better than the Cardinals did. And when the Cardinals made mistakes, it's because they were not spaced out right. And when you don't space out right, every player on the offense is going to end bad. Either way, this game, final score was 24-21. Packers are now the number 1 seed in the NFC. They're 7-1. Cardinals fall to 7-1, which you haven't figured out by now, is not bad at all. But they're not undefeated anymore. It was a great game. Very entertaining. Both teams messed up a lot at times. Packers mainly in the red zone. They didn't call the right plays. The offensive line wasn't doing crap the whole game. There were a lot of things that weren't good. But bottom line, Aaron Rodgers played better than Kyler Murray, and as a result, they ended up winning. Both teams did not play perfect football. It was an entertaining game, though. It was pretty sloppy at some points. Pretty awesome to watch some points. Just two good teams hacking away at each other. Look at the second half. It was 7-7. Packers with that key field goal, though. I think that's what won them the game. They had momentum going into half, and they maintained that lead. Either way, this game is pretty simple. I'm just going to go through it. Either way, for the Packers offense, I said for them, keep it simple by running the ball, play action, protect Rodgers. The play action, it just didn't work. They didn't bite. It wasn't more the fact that they're like, the offensive line did their thing. They protected Rodgers at some points in the play action game, but on the goal line and on long yardage plays and short yardage plays, not medium yardage plays, it was a lot of pressure, and Rodgers did not look great. Running the ball, they did run the ball really well, though. They had Aaron Jones 3.9 per carry. He had some really nice runs. So A.J. Dillon was a beast. Aaron Jones was probably the player of the game, if you ask me. He made some really big plays. No one was amazing. Aaron Rodgers was good, not efficient, but he wasn't terrible. A lot of checkdowns, 184 and 2 touchdowns. He had one crazy good throw. Protect Rodgers, they didn't really do that. I'll give their offense an underscore, but their defense was absolutely amazing. Were they perfect? Absolutely not. I said stop the run. They kind of did that, but they got 2 picks off Murray. They got 2 sacks. They played good defense. It was the spacing, though. That was the best spacing I've seen against the Cardinals this season. And no team has really been playing good spacing ever against the Cardinals, because the Cardinals a couple years ago couldn't win the space games. They didn't really focus on that. But the Packers did. And with those mismatches, if they won the spacing game and they had guys out and 2 guys closer, Cardinals had a really time taking care of those mismatches when they had 2 guys on 1 man, because they were so close together, which is honestly a good thing considering how complicated some of the Cardinals' plays were. Packers defense gets a plus. No big plays over the middle. I only saw like 2. One of them was just a crazy run by Chase Edmonds. The other was a really good catch by him. Chase Edmonds had a really good game. So, they weren't perfect, but they were very good. So, they get the plus. They're the reason they won the game. Now, meanwhile, for this offense, they didn't adjust and they really just struggled. They did put up points. Packers defense is banged up. They just struggled against the defense they shouldn't have struggled against. Like, Kyler threw for yards. He was connecting. He was 22 of 33, 274 yards, 2 interceptions isn't great. Think of that. Let's see. That's 11 for 22, which is not 11 for 22. Never mind. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 66% completion. So average completion. Kyler Wood average. He had a terrible pick though, as you saw in the intro. He had another bad interception. He did not play good football. It wasn't the decisions he was making. It was more the fact that where he threw the ball. He was expecting the receivers to come up with it because they were a couple of weeks ago. But the extra defender there really made him have to make harder throws, which, no offense, he can't make. Kyler is a great thrower of the football, but there are only 3 quarterbacks in the NFL. Those 2 interceptions, one of them was an absolute terrible one, but the other one, it was like, some of the incompletions even, like, it just wasn't fair. Kyler did not really run at all, but he got tackled a couple times bad. DeAndre Hopkins had one really long catch. Zach Ertz didn't really get involved a ton. They're getting a minus. That's the worst game I've seen from them. That was just poor execution. Cliff Kingsbury just got out coached. He had the better team. Yeah, you didn't have J.J. Watt, but you're still getting pressure. You should have done that. Now, for the Cardinals defense, yeah, they only got a sack, but they were absolutely pressuring Aaron Rodgers the whole game. They did that. They didn't really stop throwing great, but it wasn't awful. I'll give their I'm not gonna give them a minus, but they weren't very good. I'm gonna give them an underscore. They were pressuring Rodgers. Some of the guys were getting open though they shouldn't have. So yeah, the Cardinals kind of got exposed there. Cliff Kingsbury, yeah, he was undefeated, but he just wasn't very prepared for what the defense of the Packers was doing. Honestly, I think Joe Barry, if he was there, it would have been even worse. What I mean by this is, Packers defense had a really good game plan. It doesn't matter what plays were called. If they kept that making the Cardinals play tight, it worked a lot better. I'll just say that them playing compact in the spacing game, which is basically having their guys closer basically in the box. They had more guys closer together, getting to the rusher and to the passer and in all the lanes, that passing lanes. It was really hard for the Cardinals to really get anything going. The Cardinals did get the ball moving. Either way, like and subscribe. So, like I just said, Packers won because they won the numbers game or spacing game, whatever you want to call it. Packers won that, and that's why that's why they're the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. Great game for the Packers. Cardinals really struggled on offense, weren't great on defense. Either way, like and subscribe. I like the game. Either way, like and subscribe, like I just said, and hope you enjoyed. Thursday Night Football recap. We got the Week 8 preview coming up. That's gonna be really fun to do. Either way, look forward to that, and let's get out of the next video. Either way, like, subscribe, hope you enjoyed.